Uh, hey everyone, this
The
is
last
welcome to
Metroid
the
is in captivity.
um go.
The
Welcome
galaxy
to the
is at peace.
SMRAT tournament. This is the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible tournament. Don't know why we have two tournaments, but yeah, we got this. This is Mugick versus Leslie Bro. Got an excellent matchup here. It's a Swiss round two. Been going on since Sunday here. I can't wait to see how this is gonna go. Two very excellent runners. I hope we see the race soon. I am your commentator, the Real Turbo. I'm also on tracking today. And then on Restream, we also have Redemption. So shout out to her as well. We should be getting started here in just a moment. Let me just get push talk on real quick. And we are about to get off here. Come on. I think we're going soon. Maybe. Maybe. It might be another second or two. Don't really have much to say until we get started. All right. I'm gonna guess our first item is going to be Morph Ball. Let's see if I am right. Oh, awesome! How? You know what? That is the wrong person. But you know what? They can have it anyway, since yeah, they're about to get it. Yeah, see, didn't randomize. Vanilla Morph Ball. What the? We got bombs. That is interesting. We'll be seeing a Bomb Teresa fight today. Not too sure how I feel about that. Looks like a pair of a pack of super missiles in the ceiling. A pair of super missiles. That's certainly interesting. I don't know why I said that. 10 supers to start out with. We will not be seeing Billy Mays until later today. Yeah, 5 pairs of supers. Thank you. Yeah, so since we don't have power bombs or screw tack, uh, we can't check underneath Mother Brain, and since we don't have power bombs, we can't check behind the morph wall there. It's unfortunate. Oh wait, yeah, we do. We have regular bombs. What am I thinking about? Yeah, we can check this. It's oh my, gravity suit. Now that is certainly interesting to start out with. I don't know how I feel about that gravity suit. Both runners now having it. Get our first Billy Mays check here. Not Billy Mays, 230. I am tired. Give me a second. Just a little bit tired. Didn't get really much sleep. Working about it. Yeah, we head up to BT. Just a pack of supers at boundaries are not really worth a fight. Next for Alcatraz fight, Alcatraz climb here from Mugick. Wow, Leslie getting into BT, having to fight the bomb trees though. All for those supers that don't really help the situation. Just a missile pack at Terminator. Behind Gauntlet, we see E-Tank and High Jump Boots. Very interesting items. Looks like Leslie not as comfortable with Alcatraz. Heads up and around here. Mugick going back up. Might be thinking, hey, I want the high jump boots there in back of Gauntlet. I full-heartedly agree with you. High jump at Gauntlet. That is the play indeed. We are going to get at least a check from Leslie here. They see the high jump. Do they want it? They do. It looks like they do want it, but they're not going to head up for it immediately. Gotta be careful here at Gauntlet. You can still take a very nasty death here at the start if you're not too careful. Still a little worried about our runner Mugick here. And making it out of the front with just 13 health. Gotta be a little more careful here heading into the back. You can only dip into acid for a second or two and then it's over. Just supers at the back of Brinstar Reserve. Nothing much here. Making it worth it. Ooh, takes another little bit of an acid dive here. Down to 9 health. This situation has gotten pretty dire here for Mugick. Leslie just picking up an E-tank and some supers at the reserve. And then heading up to early soups. We'll see what we get there. Mugick, again, being very, very careful here. Takes a death at back of Gauntlet, ending their run at Gauntlet. Luckily, they did save. Leslie getting screw attack at early supers, heading down Edikun. See what's here. I would personally, yeah, it looks like we're just gonna come back with a little more health here. Leslie making their way through the Edikun's checks. Just a missile at the front here, the top, and another missile. A whole lot of missiles in the suit. Not much of else at the beginning. We did get lucky with a gravity suit and a screw attack, along with those morph ball bombs, eliminating the soft lock opportunity. But nothing too big in terms of progression. That gravity suit could be screaming a... No, people, slow, they did check the back of Gauntlet. Yeah, at the back of Gauntlet there is an E-tank and a high jump boots, I believe. Oh, and we get just a super missile here at Edikun's. Mugick getting screw attack while we see Leslie going up to Mission Impossible. Just knee tank here. I'm a little trouble there at that gate. I have a little bit of trouble with that myself. Mugick now going down Etiquins, doing the standard Brain Star checks. And at charge, we see a pack of supers. Not much action happening here. Both runners going through the same checks. Nothing very interesting to talk about either. It's just been missiles. This seed is very generous when it comes to super missiles here. Looks like Leslie not using Moonwalk has to align with those mid-air turns, and we see Space Jump. Let's see what the coin toss tells us here with Leslie. Strange that Leslie's not going... not enough power bombs, probably. I would still check the blue Bryn check there. Looks like they're both doing the mid-air turns for this setup here. We're gonna get an X-ray check from Leslie. Mugick's still having a lot of trouble with this. Does get it though after quite a few supers. They're gonna get their space jump. I'm sure they'll be happy about that. Let's see what's here at X-ray. Grapple, X-ray. Space jump, grapple, gravity suit, screw attack. I kind of want to say Shackle already unlocked it. I kind of want to say Meridia, because it's giving you a lot of Meridia items already. I want to say Wreck Ship too, because it just gave us all the items to Wreck Ship. I'm a bit lost here. This is the missile at Spazer. I don't quite know what I would do here. The coin toss to Red Tower is definitely the deciding factor. If going up was the right choice, then Mugic's ahead by a little bit. If going down was the right choice, then Leslie's ahead. I don't know what the right choice here is. There's a lot of items that point a lot of places here. Obviously, Slow Guy said Shack is on logic. That is kind of, I think that's correct. Let's see what's here at Alpha PBs. See Spring Ball. Oh my gosh. You see Leslie fighting Kraid here. Missing quick kill. Does make quick word of Kraid in the end here. Power bombs at the moat. Let's see what's up here. Just power bombs there. Above the ocean. Let's see what's in the ocean. Just a pack of missiles. Plasma beam and Kraid. With an E-Tank at Spooky Missiles. Mugick making quick work of Fantoon here.
Mugick making quick work of Fantoon here, as Giarbo just said. Or Gerbo, rather. And Leslie is opting to take the save at the bottom of Meridia. As was stated previously, we are wondering whether the correct call is to go up or down. Gerbo, thank you very much for commentating the first part of the race. Apologies that your stomach is killing you, as you said. Heal up, rest up, and feel better tomorrow. Yeah, it's always why not middle and not how is middle. Behind the tin cans, we have a super missile. And Leslie appears to be heading towards Shaq Tool, who in the previous race was the Guardian of Varia after a ridiculous amount of logic. A reserve tank behind the blue door. And Mugick is probably going to save. No, Mugick is out. Mugick, my apologies. Shaq Tool? Leslie Pro versus Shaq Tool. Hopefully Leslie doesn't accidentally press the shoot button and kill Shaq Tool in one hit. That is never a fun thing, but always a funny thing to have happen. Yep, I just looked that up. Zero Mugick. There's the Shaq Tool kill. Super missiles at Criteria power bombs. And what does Shaq Tool hold? The charge beam. A nice find for Leslie, though probably not what Leslie was looking for. After all those supers, 55 supers is still, excuse me, still an easy Ridley kill, and also an easier Mother Brain fight. Back down Red Tower for Mugick. Mugick. And that is a nice Moonfall with screw attack. It is difficult to tell who's in the lead. Leslie Pro does have one boss down and is on the road to a second. Charge Plasma is going to do some terrible things to Dragon's stomach. Oh, Fantoon is down for Mugick. Got it. There's Grapple. Is that going to lead to the same Shaq Tool play? It is. It wasn't on the tracker, Neolita. I'm catching up myself. So the bosses are 1-1. Does Fantoon ever die? Only in our hearts. Yes. Yes. The the top half of wreck ship was not cleared on Mugick's side. One, two, three, 4, 5. Yep, six checks up there. Mugick checking Spacer. Spacer beam is missiles. Oh, well, wreck ship E-tank is not in attic, but yes. And power bombs up here at Bomba Turtle. A worthwhile pickup. 10 power bombs is always nice. And now Mugick is going to check all of the Kraid stuff that we saw Leslie already do. Yeah, I'm not too keen. I'm not too keen on the attic skip. Gravity was Mother Brain, if memory serves. Old Mother Brain. I'm not too keen on the wreck ship attic skip when you're in logic and wreck ship is the play. Space jump and gravity and 3 energy tanks. Fantoon is in play. And so it's entirely reasonable for wreck ship to have items. There's a reserve tank from Mugick. It has proven expensive in a couple of seeds.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Glove. I'm joining Invarial now because Gerbo had to step out, unfortunately.
Yep. Welcome. Welcome to you, Glove. Nice to have you back.
Good to be here. And I would like to mention that wrecked ship attic skip, or rather my opponent performing it, was what won me my round 1.
There you go.
So, yeah, it can happen. Oh, that's a nice plasma on Mugick's side.
It is. Leslie, having already gone through Kraid, has plasma and charge due to the Shack Tool check.
But yeah, my rule for skipping attic is I tend to believe that if you find one suit in wrecked ship, it is very unlikely to find a second one.
You say that, and yet we've had seeds in this very tournament.
That is true.
So,
yeah.
With majors minors, I can see it being less of a thing, but with 100% randomize,
that's true.
With any item being able to be anywhere within the appropriate spheres, to borrow the link to the past term. Right? If you're following the logic, until you find the stuff you're looking for, I find it difficult to say leave an area. But
yeah, that's absolutely fair.
This is also why I'm not in this tournament. Those who can do, those who can't teach, those who can't do that complain about those who can do. is why I'm here.
Yeah, you know, just the little Ratatouille monologue about how the job of a critic is easy. But yeah, it's very difficult. I think at the point where you're deciding what checks to skip, that's where you're really getting into metagaming and trying to figure out, okay, am I the underdog in this matchup? You know, and not just like who do I think is more likely to win, but how am I feeling about my movement versus my opponent? You
Right.
know, there have definitely been times where you can be like, okay, if this is a jet seed, then my opponent straight up wins, so I have to assume that it is not a jet seed.
Yeah. Yeah. No ice or speed for Leslie, so Botwoon is out of the game, which I guess pushes ice and or speed to the top of wrecked ship.
Well, that could mean that skipping it could really be costly.
I know. What is it with you and runners skipping things?
Yeah.
You're just bad luck all around. I'm glad I have you on comms.
Yeah, for real. So did Mugick check these red tower checks?
I believe so. I believe that the routing was Mugick went up Red Tower
Mhm.
and did the bottom half of wrecked ship and then pieced out, figuring
that
gravity
yeah,
suit Meridia.
that spring ball confirms Mugick made these checks then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checked high jump, but not ice. No Varia, so ice isn't in logic.
Mhm. Yeah, for a while during practice, I was checking ice if I was already going down to Norfair, but in practice, I've found that if you don't have Varia, it's just generally not worth it. And even if you do have Varia, it's a pretty ugly check to make. It's really long.
No, Gus. Bubble Mountain is not in logic with 3 E-Tanks. Bubble Mountain is in logic with Speed Booster.
Hmm. Yeah, you may be thinking of some other logical presets. I know for Randomizer League, I believe 3 tanks puts Hell runs in logic. SMRAT specifically does not have Hell runs in logic whatsoever, except for the
-1.
baby Hell run into Norfair Missile.
Yeah. But gravity plus 3 E-Tanks does put Fantoon into play.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And Space Jump makes Moat doable.
Okay, so Mugick, not going for Snail Clip, decides that checking one of the items there is enough to assume that the right Aqueduct item is probably nothing. Snail Clip also being one of those tricks that is never in logic, although you can do some neat sequence breaking using it.
It's true. It's true. And it looks cool.
It really does. It's one of my favorite tricks too, because it's like, as long as you get the positioning of the snail initially correct, all you have to do is jump up, morph, and then mash jump.
It occurs to me that I'm nodding in agreement and not saying words about being in agreement, defeating the purpose of being on comms.
Maybe one day we'll have those commentator webcams.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, SMRAT, get on that. Comcams. Actual literal talking heads.
Yeah. Just switch over to the commentator booth every now and then.
Yeah. Billy Mays is also potentially the play. I don't know if either runner checked it.
Yeah, it was. Does anyone in the chat know when they found power bombs?
Oh, it was. Oh, power bombs? Not sure. Regular bombs really early.
Hmm.
Because we had bomb Torizo fights.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you didn't roll this one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
No, so far this seed is looking way too kind to be a glove seed.
We have Mugick tickling Shack Tool. Hey, cheese. And we have a Fantoon fight on the left side of your screen. State slot 0. That was probably a mispress on Mugick's side. There's charge. Oh, Mugick did kill Kraid, that's right.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for helping out, chat.
Agreed.
Ooh, looks like Leslie, unfortunately, just one missile short.
Yep.
Had to do some jump ropes. Good to get in your aerobics, though.
It's good to get in your aerobics, and with screw attack,
Yeah.
it's nothing. There's still a possibility for Vari to be at Climb, Waterway, Bubble Mountain, Botwoon Plus. That's all fair, Zero. That is true. But the point is that progression is at the top of Wrecked Ship, or at Wrecked Ship E-Tank. And Mugick has a ways to go to get back there. Leslie deciding 70 super missiles and charge beam and plasma is enough.
I think that's a good decision.
Yeah. Let's see speed and then ice at plasma.
Picks up the trash can. Part of me wonders if that was purely muscle memory, or if Leslie's just feeling a little bit low on health.
I mean, Leslie has been picking up reserve tanks, so it could be the health thing.
Alright, and we'll be taking the save before checking Wrecked Ship E-Tank. I think that's a really good decision.
Mm-hmm. Given that Leslie has already gone through Meridia and checked most of the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously it's fairly quick with space jump and gravity.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's still faster to just reset.
Yeah. And Mugick is returning to Wrecked Ship. And there's the reset. Putting these two actually pretty close to even.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect Mugick will be a fraction of a screen away, or a fraction of a screen ahead.
Yeah, a little bit ahead. Oh, but Mugick hasn't made Spiky Death Room yet.
Nope. This is indeed a race, Neoleda.
Yeah, Leslie, that's not how you do the clip, unfortunately. You do have to be spin jumping and then aim down, aim diagonally.
Oh, okay. Listen, you just finished explaining that snail clip involves morphing, and then unmorphing, and then this one involves spin jumping, and then what's next? Do you need hyper beam for a different clip? Come on, Glove.
Yeah, we call that one the clip into climb room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Climb clip. Got it.
Yeah.
I am.
And there it is.
Oh, there's speed booster. Yep. I am very, very, very worried for Mugick.
Mhm.
Not because of Mugick's ability to play the game, or play the seed, or find items, or any of that. I am terrified that Mugick is going to accidentally hit the load save state 0 button and lose a whole bunch of progress.
Did Mugick save state it somewhere?
Probably by accident, just outside of Spring Ball.
Hmm.
Super missiles in the sky.
Now, see, here's where I think it's interesting that Leslie is continuing to check the top of wrecked ship. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mugick, at the very least, find that speed and then dip.
And then dip. Yeah, it's... on the one hand, you're right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the penalty for not checking this area and there being something else up here is far greater than not, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, that is true, and it feels really bad to do a third run of the ship.
Right. If you ever want to feel ahead, or behind rather, go through wrecked ship 3 times.
Yeah.
Flipping through the floor again, that Teresa just does not understand how solid objects work.
Yeah, now it's interesting, Mugick being one of the runners that decides to just make the check for wrecked ship reserve tank even when having speed. Whereas Leslie, it appears, feels it's faster to just assume something is there and you don't lose much time anyway.
Right. Well, I'm not sure which is actually faster. But there's definitely some missile-based disappointment there.
Mm-hmm.
And Mugick is about to go bowling.
Okay. And it's a good
there
thing
we
that
go.
runners don't listen to me.
There we go. There we go. I feel validated in saying to check the rest of wrecked ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that a French vanilla suit location.
That is the joke, Heroac.
Yeah.
That is 100% the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, just like vanilla charge locations behind Ridley, right?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
So I think I'd much rather find charge behind Ridley than like high jump.
I don't know if high jump can be behind Ridley in the
I think
SMRAT
if you get an
logic.
early space jump.
So here's the thing that is curious. Leslie is taking space jump and choosing to check criteria locations. And Billy Mays is still out there. Gauntlet also still there.
Presumably Leslie really wants ice then.
That is entirely possible. Mugick is doing what I suspected Leslie would do, and heading right back down Red Tower because, yes, Trails, it is go mode. I'm actually curious about going down Red Tower and not taking Forgotten Highway back to Meridia, to be honest.
Oh, no, taking Forgotten Highway to Meridia would be much slower.
Then going all the way down and around the game?
Yes. This is why it's called Forgotten Highway.
Fair enough.
There's High Jump. High Jump's nice to have.
It is.
But yeah, like old route strats are the same thing. Like you kill Fantoon, and then you go down Red Tower, go to the tube, break the tube, and then get into Meridia that way.
Huh.
But yeah, with those high jump boots, I mean, beams, and specifically Ice Beam, are really the only thing Leslie can be looking for here.
Indeed. And
I
Mugick
guess
is
chat did point out maybe Leslie wants some more E-tanks to feel comfy.
also possible. Mugick is going to go do Ridley then, and then come back up, do Dragon, and leave.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
Well, speed booster through Frog Speedway. Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely. Every runner plays differently.
Yeah. But yeah, Ridley before Dragon is, once you're in go mode, Ridley before Dragon is just about always going to be the play, because after you've killed Ridley, you're going to be going back up through Meridia anyway to get to Turian.
Right.
It's one of those things like how Kraid is sort of a net zero whatever trip you go on. In Randomizer, an earlier Kraid is nice because it gives you those items, and in New Route, a later Kraid is good because it gives you Supers refill for Botswoon.
Leslie finding ammo at Billy Mays. Yeah, I would agree, Trails. Sorry, Glove.
No, nothing. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Leslie hasn't really made any checks in Norfair besides maybe High Jump, correct?
I don't know, probably because Varia.
Right.
So that would be High Jump and nothing else.
It's possible Leslie just wants to be a bit more thorough with checks.
Yep.
And, you know, not assume that E-tanks will be in Norfair, for example. Yeah, so chat's saying that the time to make these checks is more than what can necessarily be saved. And while that may be true, I think it's important to remember that not all runners are necessarily prepared for all situations. You know,
And
as J-Chalk mentioned in chat earlier, this is designed to be an accessible tournament.
the other thing is taking the time to make these checks and finding an energy tank is a lot less time than dying and trying to remember where you last saved.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Waterway has supers. Unfortunately, not Ice or the E-tank that Leslie may be looking for.
Mugick heading down to deal with Ridley. 4 energy tanks, 40 out of 65 super missiles. Should be plenty of ammo for Ridley, and the safety save here is a good call. It's true, there was a lot of energy left in the game.
Yep, and Mugick finds an E-Tank at Power Bombs of Shame.
8 to go.
Yeah. Chooses to pick it up now. Something that I've actually become quite fond of and try to use sometimes myself is if I find an E-Tank at Power Bombs of Shame, I will actually just leave it there and try to pick it on the way back up so that I don't have to worry about health as much escaping Lower Norfair. However, if you want it for the Ridley fight, then it's better to pick it up now.
Yeah, precisely. We had a beautiful Kago from Mugick.
Yeah, Chad also pointing out the runners have screws, so Lower Norfair escape should not be an issue.
Shouldn't be an issue. But all it takes is one cat to come by and brush your hand, and suddenly you're not jumping and you're being hit by musketeers and dying in lava or acid.
Yeah. Mugick is having a little bit of trouble here manipulating Kraid.
Ridley.
That is his name.
It's very difficult to manipulate Kraid in this room.
Yeah.
Unless there's a lot of RNG stuff that I don't know about Super Metroid. Maybe.
Yeah, if you find that out, you'll have to tell me. It'll be some great RBO tech.
If I tell you, I'll tell the task community first. They would love to know about this.
Yeah. Oh man, if you could manipulate Kraid's lag patterns in a way that would always save time, that would be nice.
Now I just want to know how you would manipulate Krang from the Turtles game inside this.
Krang and Mother Brain, they kind of look similar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, anyway, an E-Tank behind Ridley. If Leslie is looking for those E-Tanks, unfortunately they're all in Lower Norfair.
Yep. That's where they've been stored.
But Leslie making their own trip into Lower Norfair right now. Hopefully we'll come up with something nice.
Potentially stand-up hype. One more energy tank. Oh wait, they have the reserves, so we'll
Reserves
see.
don't work for stand-up.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can't pause during Rainbow Beam.
During the drain?
Mm-hmm.
Boo. Well,
Yeah.
one more E-Tank.
Yeah, and even if it were to work correctly, then it wouldn't save time, especially with this beam combo.
Right. Right. And Leslie choosing to take the left side of Lower Norfair and give us a front side GT check.
Oh.
Oh.
Well.
What do we have here? That is a very nice beam.
Yeah, that won't be enough to give Leslie the advantage here, but it will help. It will help save some time if Leslie is able to zep skip.
And an energy tank.
And it'll also help for the Metroid rooms, obviously.
Yes. Click the button.
You saw nothing.
Lower Norfair, oops, all E-tanks. It's
Yeah,
true.
for real. Good lord. All of the E-tanks truly were hiding here.
I believe they call this Lower Norfair.
Now, I'm actually not sure with the logic. How many E-tanks do you need for the Ridley fight?
I don't know. I think it's... I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. I'm gonna let someone like Zero come in with the straight facts.
Yeah. Time to hop into the severely underrated presets tab of the Varia randomizer. If you are running in this race at all, seriously check it out. It's so good.
Does it give you all that information?
Yeah, it does. So the presets tab, if you load in the SMRAT preset, you can see every trick that is in Logic. You can go in here, you can see how much energy you need for hell runs, an unlimited amount.
There's a 7th energy tank for Leslie. Stand up enabled. So how much is it for Ridley?
It is, I'm scared. I don't know how much that actually is.
Oh.
Huh.
I'm gonna call that everyone's least favorite JavaScript number, not a number. That sounded like it caused you physical pain. Are you alright?
Yeah, just some bad flashbacks.
I see.
I mean, you could say ideally if you are using JavaScript correctly, then that shouldn't actually be popping up, but we didn't come here to use it correctly.
Mugick versus Botwoon. Ridley's never in Logic anyways. Good call, Strahd. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I'd wondered why Mugick had swapped off of super missiles to engage in beam strats. It's because Mugick ran out of super missiles and had to engage in beam strats. Amazing how that works.
Yeah. I believe... I want to say that with the I'm Scared preset for Ridley, it takes more than 30 super missiles because the game assumes you'll miss some amount, but I'm not actually sure.
That seems reasonable. Oh. Oh. They were serious about Ridley not being in Logic.
Yeah, that's why there's the whole thing. Every time you generate a seed, it'll have an error like we couldn't lower Ridley's difficulty enough or whatever.
Oh, I have never actually generated an SMRAT Varia seed, so that's amusing.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that Ridley can't be in Logic. I didn't quite know that's what that meant.
That does explain, though, why you can't find most items behind him.
Mm-hmm.
If he's never in Logic, you can't put an item behind him. And we have dual boss fights on your screen. On the left, Leslie versus Ridley, and on the right, Mugick versus Dragon.
Yeah, Mugick now just opting for the...
Oh, so close.
Oh yeah, I think I didn't quite catch what was happening. I think Mugick might have been gooed too late.
That seems like it might have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Leslie defeats Ridley. Kratos on the left.
Yeah.
And Leslie's going to pick up another energy tank here, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And Mugick, hoping not to get dropped, doesn't get dropped and is able to engage in the power of electricity plus water. Dragon plus current equals dead.
Mugick not interested in the Dragon item. I think that is a good decision. At this phase
Yeah.
in the race, when you're already in go mode, I don't think making one ice check is worth 2 door transitions.
No.
Yeah, in my experience, what I have seen from a lot of runners, a very common thing to say is, okay, if I don't have to go through a door transition, then I'll make the item check, even if I'm in an ugly go mode, like no ice or whatever.
Agreed, Red. Mugick is probably not feeling good at all about having to double dip wrecked ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously Mugick does not know that that was a great equalizer, and they almost had the same pace coming out of there. It's just Leslie made some other checks. That gauntlet into Billy Mays really lost Leslie a lot of time, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and Leslie is still making checks here. So either Leslie does not want the E-Tank. The only thing Leslie could be looking for here then is
Wave.
more ammo or wave.
I think it's wave beam because ammo has been ignored.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Mugick needing to go back to get a single
A
super to open the
missile?
green gate.
Yep.
I feel safe betting any amount of money here that Mugick will be making a stop at the ship.
I don't know. 3 out of 6 energy tanks, 5 missiles out of 20, no supers. Nah, this isn't save at the ship kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just go straight to Torian like that.
I wonder if Leslie doesn't know how to do waveless Zeb skip. It is a bit more difficult. You have to go under the platform and aim up.
Right. Well, yeah, or Leslie could have forgotten that there's an item. That's possible too. No save.
I mean, hey, the save takes a whole, what, like 4 seconds? We don't have that kind of time. I don't think skipping the save here is a bad decision at all. Mugick's loadout is really comfy.
Yeah, a save before Mother Brain, maybe, but not necessarily the 106.30, Mugick is in Turian.
Yeah. Mugick having a little bit of the trouble there getting the Metroids to grab onto him. It can actually be kind of difficult when you have screw attack, because while you're in screw attack, the Metroids won't grab you.
Right. Oh, Mugick doesn't have Ice Beam. I was like, why doesn't he just group them up and freeze them? Because he doesn't have Ice Beam. That's a pretty good reason why.
Yeah, and yeah, with Ice Beam being at the vanilla GT check,
Right.
There's no way Mugick was ever going to be getting that, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not. But this has the added advantage of damaging down before the baby.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate. It seems like every time you damage yourself down well enough during the Metroid rooms, you also have screw.
Right.
Maybe skip would have been easy already.
Right.
Baby skip is maybe my favorite trick in the entire game, not gonna lie. I just think it's funny.
It is definitely amusing. I like it when the players wear the novelty hats.
Yeah.
And Botwoon versus Charged Ice Plasma is not going to last very long.
Interesting. I believe Mugick can still take, what, 3 more hits from that side hopper here? I want to say they each do 20.
I believe it's 20 apiece, yeah.
Yeah.
But the
We're not
Baby
here to
Metroid
save frames.
or
Except
animals.
for facing right here.
Not here to save frames or animals.
That's right.
But it's comfortable to be at less than 100. The baby does drain health pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, you know, take an extra hit and die before the cutscene. Just put yourself on autopilot, and then suddenly you didn't save the ship, and you haven't saved since a couple of bosses ago, and
Yeah.
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, meanwhile, Leslie is about to enter into the Dragon fight.
Yep.
Likely to go for some grapple strats here.
No save for Mugick.
Mugick's fine, though.
Yeah.
Like, Mugick has too few E-tanks to do stand-up, so that's a bunch of health to just do whatever with.
Right.
And with Charge, not worried about firing
Ammo.
Yeah, not worried about ammo.
Yeah. Unless Mugick misses Mother Brain like 30 times here, and he can't get through phase 1.
Yeah. Thankfully, Mugick does not do that.
Right. You're right, Zero. Mugick probably feels very behind here. And Leslie also doesn't get the quick grapple kill. Trying for it again. Gets grabbed and does not get it.
Okay, Mugick actually has to be a little bit careful here.
Yep, those beams do 100 apiece. But there's the fight.
Get the grapple, yeah!
Will Leslie check what's behind Dragon?
Alright, what do we have behind Dragon? Another E-Tank. Really a late game E-Tank seed. I feel like SMRAT logic tends to give you a lot of E-Tanks super early or super late. Like, there's not often an even distribution.
They tend to be early for wreck chip reasons. But with how early Gravity was in the seed, I'm not terribly surprised that they were pushed to the back. Like, with Gravity underneath Old Mother Brain, and then the requirement for Phantom being 3, I'm not too surprised that you get your 3 and then the other 9 are in the, or 11 are in the rest of the game, the tail end of the game. It can make things really uncomfortable, though. Just seeing yourself have that little health. but Leslie is done with bosses except for Mother Brain, and just needs to head to Durian. Mugick opting for a rather aggressive stance against Mother Brain.
Yep, just saving that additional bit of time with not having the rainbow beam on screen. Or
Yep.
the hyper beam, yeah, it causes a pretty high amount of lag.
I can imagine. Psst, click the button. I saw nothing. With Mother Brain down, Mugick is going to escape and more than likely be our winner.
Yep, well-run race by both of our players today.
Go follow them.
Yeah. Yeah, it really came down to Leslie wanting those last few comfort checks.
It did.
Yeah, and Mugick's showing us right now something that a lot of people might not realize until they actually run one of these seeds. High jumpless escape is miserable.
It's true. It's true, particularly with Space Jump. So much of the muscle memory and the memory in general relies on reaching certain peaks. And then it's like, wait a minute, I didn't get there, and now I'm falling into the acid.
Yeah, depending on what strategies you employ, high jumpless speed Ridley can also be just a miserable boss fight.
And Mugick has pressed down at 11:15:21 local time, 11:15:22 SRA time. GG to Mugick.
GG.
Red, if you would be so kind as to ask Mugick if he wants an interview, Mugick, feel free to join us.
Alright, looks like Mugick has said yes, so we should be getting him in here shortly.
Fantastic.
Alright, and now we are joined by Mugick75. Mugick, GG.
Yes, GG Mugick, welcome.
Your mic is muted if you...
We'll give Mugick a moment while Leslie heads through, what is this, Metroid Room 3? I think this is Metroid Room 3.
Yes.
There you go, Mugick, welcome. It was. You are a tiny bit quiet, at least in my ears. Okay.
Is that better?
Yes,
Yes.
considerably.
Okay, good.
GG.
Thank you. Thank you. Who's that? Invario and Glove?
It is.
Yes. Well, congrats on your victory.
One and one, I think now.
Nice. Very nice. So that double wreck ship play.
Yeah, the double wrecked ship play. You know, I'm listening to people that are wiser than me at playing this game, and I've always hear, you know, don't bet on wrecked ship. So I didn't bet on wrecked ship, and then when I couldn't find that Varia, I'm like, I bet you it's that wrecked ship.
Yeah, well, top of wreck ship never has anything unless it has something.
Until it has something, yes, sir.
And in this case, it had two things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speed was nice to see over there.
Slow Guy Varia was at the gravity location.
Mm-hmm.
So how were you feeling through that?
You know what? I was feeling pretty good. My second tournament race, I wasn't as nervous as the first time. The first time, I was so nervous that my fingers were sweating. This time, no finger sweat.
Excellent. It only gets easier.
Yeah.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, by the time we're done with Swiss, you'll be a pro.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the vote of confidence. Appreciate that.
So, what's going through your mind when you decide whether you want to skip top of wrecked ship?
Well, you know, anytime I get gravity in the beginning of the game, boy, was that, I don't know how many minutes I was in when I found gravity. Maybe 3 minutes in?
Something like that.
Yeah, so anytime I find gravity so early, I'm like, oh, great. Now the whole thing is open. And any choice that I can make could be totally catastrophic. So I'm pretty open-minded to, you know, run around the board.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know a lot of people hate to see that early gravity because it just opens up everything.
Sure.
Yeah. And then so I think, was it less?
I honestly don't remember. I was like hopping in right around then.
Right. If memory serves, Mugick, you went up Red Tower to wrecked ship, and Leslie went down Red Tower and took care of Kraid and went through Meridia, and then you both tied up again during your second wrecked ship visit.
Oh, wow.
And so Leslie found Speed and Varia a little bit ahead of you, and then needed some safety.
Okay.
And you just went on with your 4 energy tanks, I believe it was, down to Ridley.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about that with the 4 energy tanks. So it's a good thing. I usually don't check the Mickey Mouse location.
Hmm.
I was praying that there was going to be some energy there, and I paid off. Yeah, I got lucky.
Let's see. There was an energy tank at Mickey Mouse. There was an energy tank at Power Bombs with Shame. There was an energy tank above GT. There was an energy tank behind GT. There was an energy tank at Ridley. There was super missiles at Fireflies.
Mm-hmm.
And then another energy tank before jail. So
Yeah. Obviously, the real prize of Lower Norfair was that ice beam that you needed to go into GT intended route to get.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to get that.
Yeah. I think maybe if you had known that ice beam were going to be at that specific location, it still might not be worth it.
For sure. To be honest, for sure. But when I was in Meridia and I didn't find Varia, I thought about doing the Crystal Flash clip,
Mm-hmm.
but at that point I didn't have enough power bombs.
Yeah, I think you only had 10 then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only had 10. And I think I decided to skip a power bomb right before that, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
But that's something that I haven't really practiced all that much, so maybe it was for the better.
I mean, you made it work for you, and that's all you can ask.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, 1-1, you said, going into the next round.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty amazing, to be honest with you. Last race I was against a very good runner, so I really wasn't expecting to do phenomenally well against Bressinger.
Mm.
Right.
So I'm just happy to be here.
No, and here is a good place to be.
Yeah. And yeah, an update on the race. We have Leslie Pro finishing the race with an official SRA time of 1:24:48. And it looks like that is a PB for Leslie Pro, so congrats.
GG.
GG indeed to Leslie Pro. Once again, please go follow our runners. Go give them follows and watch them play Super Metroid.
Absolutely.
Mugick, do you have any last words before we kick you out and interview Leslie?
Sure. Just want to say thank you to everybody participating in this and doing service for this. The trackers, the commentators, we streamers, and the mods. Thank you so much.
And thank you for being here.
Yeah. All right, and we are joined by Leslie Pro now.
BJ,
GG.
well, that was a seed. I'm pretty sure that seed wanted me to IBJ somewhere, but I'm like, and as soon as I pulled off high jump the screen wave gate glitch to get the space jump, I'm like, the heck with that.
Yeah.
We never found Wave. We have no idea where Wave Beam was, so no idea how to get that space jump legally.
Yeah, who knows where that wound up being. My movement was pretty tight in places. Like, I almost got up the shaft fast enough to go for a full halfie, but just not fast enough. Ah, well, still, ammo packs are quite generous.
They were. So what were you looking for at after Wrecked Ship when you found Speed Booster and then Varia in Attic? What were you scouring the map for?
Energy for one, because I did not feel comfortable with that level of health at all. Then I was also trying to find another beam to at least alleviate things, and Lower Norfair had all the health plus Ice Beam at Showcase Showdown, and once I found that, I was like, enough. Oh, you had to go to Plasma Beam? Game, you pooper.
Looking forward to seeing what was at Plasma Beam.
And it was Wave this time.
Oh
so
boy.
that is that's the game just being a pooper. So while out of logic that was, all the stuff that was gained out of logic was helpful. Like
Mm-hmm.
charge beam, for example. Also, deer force.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely good stuff in that regard. Grapple beam. As soon as I saw that, my first instinct was Shack Tool because the last time I saw that, there was something good there. And once again, something good there because grapple beam showed up with gravity.
I don't know if you were watching the seed from 3 hours ago.
I had other stuff going on.
Oh, fair
So
enough.
unfortunately, I missed it.
We had
Yeah.
Varia at Shack Tool after a mountain of logic leading to Grapple showing up at Dragon.
Oh my gosh, that's his nasty.
Yeah, that seed was a cluster.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the SMZ3 I rolled last night for the weekly. That seed was a cluster in itself. And the problem wasn't the Super Metroid side, it was the Link to the Past side that was being rude.
There's so much capacity for trolling in SMZ3. It's delightful.
Makes for a delightful watch, especially if you like watching runners squirm. That's all I'm going to
True.
say about that.
True. A delightful watch does not mean necessarily a delightful play.
True. I mean, it is delightful in some ways, but other ways, not so much.
So you're moving on to the next round at 0-2. What are your thoughts?
Definitely getting better between the weeks. So it's definitely a case of a lot of it depends on who my next opponent is. Because if it's whomever loses that very hype 0-1 matchup between two very good runners, then I'm probably staring down 0-3 through no fault of my own. But 0-3 is not the end of the story, as for those of us around here, Boston know 0-3 can be just the beginning.
That is entirely fair. That is entirely fair.
But yeah, this seed definitely showed how knowing what sequence breaks to do and knowing how to pull them off can really help. Because if not for Wavegate, that would have been just IBJ all over the place. And that, until you got Speed Booster, that would not have been fun.
Agreed. Agreed.
Which I'm presuming the IBJ was needed to get into wrecked ship, because without high jump, even getting under the water, I can't even think of the rum's name. I don't think you can jump high enough, but that's just me.
I think you're right about that. And I was thinking originally, horizontal IBJ is not in logic ever, but you're right. A vertical IBJ out of the moat with gravity might have been how you were to get there.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, within SMRAT, gravity by itself will pretty much put wrecked ship in logic through Forgotten Highway, although nobody's actually going to go that way. Just do the gravity jump.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I will agree with the gravity jump strat, because Forgotten Highway, there's a reason it's called Forgotten Highway, folks.
Can you remind me where grappling beam was? Excuse me.
That was an X-ray, so that tipped me
Definitely
off.
not.
That was what tipped me off to go to Shack Tool,
Right.
Because I figured there's a chance of something at Buzzsaw Man Pants, and Charge Beam pretty much helped basically justify doing that to me. Didn't get full beam, but you know what? Charge and plasma is still dangerous.
It is. I was just thinking if grapple was somewhere actually accessible, then grapple would have been your logic into wrecked ship. But with it being space jump locked, it was not. It was not.
Not this time, anyway. And for those of you who are wanting to bet on Crocomire today, better luck next time. This was actually the first seed in a while between this and SMZ3 where Croc area was totally barren.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out of questions for you, Glove.
Yeah, I think just GG's. Congrats on the PB.
Thanks. I know like I said in the race comment, I feel I can still do better with this.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I'm concerned, we'll see where this run in the tournament goes.
Yeah.
And I personally, like I said, I'd like to see that race PB, which for randomizer is subjective because of how random things are. Figured I'd put that out there. But if you can get a good seed, route it well, and execute well, you can get an insane PB. Like, look at the times in this tournament that have been in the 50s and even a high 40.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what are you specifically doing and practicing to improve throughout the course of SMRAT?
The one thing that I've noticed get me more than anything is basic movement. Because there are
Absolutely.
spots where that, I don't care what anybody says, this is a technical game. This game will eat a lot of time on movement more than anything.
You're
That
right.
is
Super Metroid is technically a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kid. I see what you did there. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's basic movement. I would like to get Kraid quick kill down today. I got unfortunate that second super was early because
Yeah.
just a bad break there. Because normally it's either early or I get Matumboed by the claw.
Yeah. I think when I was first learning KQK, it was like the first time I got it, and then I just grinded it out for maybe like 15 minutes, and since then it's like you have it unless you just mysteriously lose it for a while.
Well, that was me with Mock Ball for a while, but it seems like I had that one controller yip with it and then got it next try, so it's whatever.
Nice.
Well, it's all about practice and going through the motions, and eventually you build up the muscle and sight memory to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yep, and when that happens, I'll be able to start applying other things. Like I was applying some damage boosts last night. Today, it just wasn't happening. That's okay. That's for another time. And of
Yeah,
course,
damage
there's
boosts take a
times where I
long
do-
time
yeah,
to
like
go down.
yeah, like they're like I think I started to damage boost when I accidentally did that in a Ridley fight. I'm like, no game, I don't want a damage boost here.
Nothing like accidentally entering the right commands and flying into the acid and yelling at
Yep.
yourself while you fly into the acid.
True that. Reminds me of somebody accidentally HUD clipping in a game a couple nights ago that I was watching. I think it was like Zelda 1. And I'm like, wait, what? You just put your controller down, took a drink of water, and now you've clipped into the HUD? What? I got a good laugh out of that.
All right. Any closing statement from you, Leslie?
GG's to Mugick on the win, and hopefully, maybe we'll see each other again. Who knows? But for me, we shall see what happens next week as we get an 0-2 matchup going on. I'll say this, lots of quality runners in this community, so wins are not going to come easy. So that being said,
Absolutely.
got work to do, and I look forward to bringing it home.
All right. Well, GG to you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today and enjoying this race. I have been Invarial and will continue to be Invarial. I have been joined by Glove.
Yep.
That's your cue. There you go.
Yeah. Yep. Be sure to follow both of our runners, Leslie Pro and Mugick. They've put on a great show. Go follow Redemption on Restreaming. Go follow Gerbo, who unfortunately has been having some stomach issues and had to step out. And of course, be sure to follow my co-com Invarial.
And my co-com Glove. And we will see you next mission as we head off to Free Check.
See you next mission.
And we're clear. Thank you again.